Hello, everyone, and welcome to. I swear this mood lighting is not intentional. This is the only lighting I've got anymore, because that lamp's dead. So this is the room lighting I've got. So at night time, these streams are just going to be this amount of light, or I could just turn that light off and we go for a spooky stream. But yes, welcome to the debut of Vampire the Masquerade Swansong, which I have high hopes for, because it's not developed by Cyanide. It's not developed by any of the other, big corporations or big game devs that have tried to take a swing at World of Darkness. Everything I've seen and heard about this pretty much says that they've nailed it with the World of Darkness setting, which I'm really looking forward to. There's very heavy elements that the devs are actually role players themselves. Huge hints. There's also, I still can't tell if it's intentional or not, but there's a homage to one of my old characters in this. I don't know when that comes up, but I've seen it. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it, especially on the back of having platinumed Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood a second time. Oh, God, that hurt. That actually hurt to do. But no, I'm here, and my room seems to want me to leave. Because not only has the lamp broken, and when I say broken, I don't mean just it needs a new bulb. We've tried with a new bulb, and it still does the same thing. There is a problem with the wiring of that thing. My bed is broken. So, yeah. Between that, my room space is very much in the mood of, I'll get the fuck out already. Like, I'm trying. But yeah, so I should also back up. The broken bed situation is being seen to. Fox and I have ordered a replacement part thing that looks to be able to have done it. We'll be able to do it. It's just going to arrive before Saturday. Yeah. But yeah, it's a bit of a thing. I weirdly enough, all those things I set myself to do after stream, I actually did all of them. Very surprised with that. Even if I did turn my PS5 off 2 times before I finished doing everything I needed to on it, just out of pure force of habit. Jesus. It's definitely jump scare day for me. Definitely jump scare day. But yeah. Let's catch up with some chat, and then we'll dive in and see what awaits us for this. Let's see. Hello, welcome, DJ. Hello, welcome, Sharky. What the fuck? I'm going to turn you into a kebab, whoever that second one was. Did apparently Mike has been streaming for 00-32347. Okay, Twitch. Fair. Hello, welcome, Torian. Plottens in bat form. Ah, we have a gangrel in the midst. Or yeah, at least someone with Protean. Spooky stream. What the fuck? Hello, welcome, Gally. Love you, I'm in bed already. Hell week is hell ain't slightly not talk at all. Yeah, wholly understandable, but yeah, as you've just heard, my week's not doing much better. I mean, in fairness, in the grand scheme of things, what's happening with me is minor inconveniences. What happens with Callie is generally more exhausting and massively draining stuff because lawyer work. But no, what's been done there is like, I'm not going to see to it. I'm not going to actually, properly fix it because there's no point. I'm going to be here for what, just over another month, and that's it. No point in replacing a bed that'll take cost quite a lot when meh. Just buy this little part for £35, which should sort it. What the fuck? My arse is going to be that red at this rate. Hope it gets better for you. Yes. Oh fuck, Malk here. Lead lamp unplugged. Oh yeah, it has. Ever since saw that the issues with the lamp were happening on the second bulb, just say, and I'm just going to unplug the lamp and not use it. I do have another lamp here, but it's a table lamp, and I've got no idea where the fuck I can put it, where I can also get the same amount of lighting I used to, because it's either going to be too close, too low, or too far. It won't be in G-Skate here, yeah, apparently. Hey, hello and welcome. Twitch says you've been streaming for 00-31874. Jesus Christ. I have a problem sitting down at this rate. Hello, welcome, Q. You were the one who started the Smack Brigade. I'll blame you for all of them. Also, I forgot to ask me, because my PC time says it's 4:03 right now because of Pokemon. Why is Pokemon making your... I'm going to start turning people into pizzas at this rate. Yeah, but I don't understand why you'd be changing your system time for Pokemon, unless it was one of those things that it reads what the region time is and you want to get it to do certain things, which I understand why, but why they do that, because, immersion and, makes a nice little thing, but also at the same time, like, not everyone can afford to play at any time of the day they want. People got schedules. And there's Sharky trying to do it, and there's Torian bringing up the helpful redeems thing. But yours are great to ask me. And Shark Bob, I bite back. Yeah, Sharky does bite back, can confirm. They may be confirmed to be very, very short, but they do bite. There's E with a smack. I was going to ask what Hell Week is, but I got it. Another smack from Sharky. 12 trials from the weekend. Fucking hell. That works out on average 2 trials a day. No, 4. Or 3. Maths is currently not my strong point, apparently. 4. 4. Now serving of Lydia's eggs. 3 detention days and probably a day of initial appearances. Jesus Christ. Smack stream. We're just going to be smacking the people that we think are guilty in this. Competency hearings. And I'm alone in my division. You want my love? I'll be there soon-ish. Hopefully. It's like a dick and balls. Everyone says that. A load of people said that. One person said it's a bunny, but no, it's definitely an arse. And that thing that's coming off it is the tail. It's pizzas, yes. Yes, I'm going to feast on your meat. It's only a fucking meat feast. Some Pokemon games you need time for some Pokemon. And there's another reason why I don't play Pokemon anymore. Should I turn off the spooky redeems? No. There's no reason to. What the fuck? Sharky, I'm going to turn you into a... I don't know. Deep dish seafood pizza. There you go. Ah, deep. Ah, seafood. Ah. Salty. Okay. Alright. That's everything caught up with. Now it's time to... over here. Jesus. Oh, that's Stream Elements. That one's fucking Stream Elements. Oh my fucking Christ, Stream Elements. Wait, who did the eggs? Torian. Throwing Lydia's eggs at me. There's music, but I can barely hear it. Let's just change this in the audio settings. Sound. Fuck. God damn it, E. What about me? You know very well throwing Lydia's space eggs at me. That helped a little, but still not much. What the fuck? Oh my god, I need to press start to apply it. That's a bit more audible. Let's up the master a bit. Right as it goes for a quiet part of the song. Jesus. God damn it, Sharky. You see this, Sharky? This? You see this? This is you. Yeet. New game. The Boston court is in turmoil. A code red alert has been issued, which means a major crisis has occurred. Laisha, and Galeb are summoned by the prince. Their initials spell leg. Vampires walk among us. Among us. Unknowing, we've built their cities, fought their wars, and sated their hunger. For centuries, these creatures have been organized into rival sects, the largest of which is the Camarilla. In its domains, Camarilla courts enforce the Masquerade, a global conspiracy hiding the existence of vampires from the mortal world. Breaking the Masquerade is punishable by final death. So far, they've got it spot on. In Boston, vampire factions have long been at each other's throats. After much conflict, Hazel Everson, the new prince, has sealed a fragile pact with a group of blood sources. Fucking Tremere! Known as the Hartford Chantry, it is the fucking Tremere. Fuck, you never trust the Tremere. Even the Tremere don't trust the Tremere. Its alliance will not only provide stability to the domain, will hand the prince the blood trade. The trafficking of blood and mortal victims that serves the need of the vampire elite. Tonight, the undead will celebrate. And it can go well. Of course, it had to be fucking Nacon. Sounds interesting, actually good.
This going. There, ready. We're all set. Now, to begin, tell me, what do you see?
I don't know.
Okay. Try this. Focus on your vision.
No, it's happening. No, it's too late. It's too late now.
Well, shit.
They're coming.
Well, I'm hooked. Looking to edge hole, no. So here we have Laisha. That's a Malkavian if I ever seen one.
Take your stuff. We're getting out of here. We've got a problem. Call them back.
Sharky, thank you very much for the 17-month resub. Very much appreciated.
What's going on?
It's the prince. We must go quickly.
That's the Ventro. But they gave a condition on skin, can't remember, but I love it. Same. And that's got to be our Toreador.
Damn it. Hurry up.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Maybe it has nothing to
Yeah,
do
that's the
with
Toreador.
You know full well I was in charge of it. If anything goes wrong, it's my head on the chopping block. Fuck. Damn it.
Ligo.
It took Hazel months to convince the Hartford Chantry to ally themselves with us. So they finally accept, and then bam, a code red. There's never been a code red in Boston, damn it. This has gotta be bad, MM.
Right, let's see. Dialogue, skills. In a dialogue, some answers require use of your skills. Your skill level is compared with that of your opponent. The higher rating wins. You cannot use a skill if its rating is 0. Willpower. Using a skill consumes willpower. If your opponent wins, you gain a few willpower at the end of the dialogue. Okay. Yes. So let's go with psychology, because I'm going to win that.
It's not like you had anything to do with it. I'm sure.
You don't get it. I was in charge of organizing the party.
But security is Jara's problem.
Yeah,
normally.
except Jara is a member of the Primogen. I'm not.
But you're a harpy. The prince will cover you. You know she's always looking for an excuse to take him down a notch.
We'll see.
What do we do next?
When everyone's safe, we move on to phase 2. We clean house.
What do you mean by we clean house?
Loading speed on Switch.
Getting rid of our
Fucking
archives,
soon fast. Same.
documents, anything that might betray our network and relationships.
Did you say this is the first code red in Boston?
Ever since the fall of London, protocol is no longer a laughing matter.
Whatever. They've been harping on that for 4 years now. They took away our internet access.
You're MM right now.
Our
Yes.
smartphones.
It's called risk mitigation, that's all. A code red is an alarm signal that's sent to everyone to say, watch out, we're all in danger. And everyone runs to shelter at the nearest safe house. For us, it's with the prince. It could have been worse.
I'd have preferred worse.
You're not even listening to me.
We'll be safe with the prince. No. No, if all the kindred are threatened, the prince is not going to be the safest person in the place. Even the Scourge will say, nope, fuck that shit.
What comes after phase 2?
Just pray that it never comes to that.
Come on, tell me.
We run. We leave everything behind.
By the way, her eyes move like normal people looking at someone.
As
Yeah.
far from here as we can.
There's no way I'm leaving Boston. Everything I have is right here in the city. It took
Good detail,
me
that's
years
creepy.
to build my clubs. I've worked too hard to give it up now.
You won't have a choice.
Yeah.
I know you hate coming here. Are you gonna be alright?
What do you think? I know how to behave, Jay.
Yeah, I know. Just keep your cool and it'll be fine.
Ah, my little darlings. You're here at last. The fear that something horrible had happened to you terrified me.
No call for theatrics, April.
The prince...
Oh, I'll actually go and have a look at this kind of stuff. So, April. Oh, First Herald. Clan Toreador, Generation 12, State of Embrace, 1999. Sire, Robert S. Ziegler. Bay Village Ambition. April was born in 1970 in Boston's Bay Village neighborhood. She studied fashion in New York before leading to trade with prestigious fashion houses across Europe. When her return to Boston in 1988, she founded her own house of high fashion. The unique anti-conformist elegance of her creations soon drew the attention of the divas of Boston. They naturally invited April into their social circle, where she found herself intoxicated by their charm. April found an inexhaustible source of inspiration in the members of the Clan of the Rose. One member of the clan was a well-known art collector whom April met and became enamored with. Their boundless passion pushed her to accept and embrace that she understood nothing about after only a few months. However, her lover and sire quickly lost interest in her after the pride of flaunting his conquest in the most fashionable spots of Boston. The first years of April's life was spent alone, in solitude. She found refuge and support in one of MM's clubs, where she learned all about her new nature and the history of the kindred. There she met souls who were worn out by their mad hopes and suffering. It was in this club that she first met Havel Iverson, a kindred whose embrace and abandonment by her sire reminded April of her own circumstances. April admired Hazel for the way she was able to turn the situation to her advantage. April offered Iverson her support and her services. In thanks for her loyalty, Hazel granted her the title of Herald when she took over the domain. I think I'm more concerned let me take it off, but that might be video sound on my end. It's also translation. This is a French developer, so it's quite possible that everything was done for French language and then has been translated and tried to be synced up. Look at our main characters. MM Louis, founder of the Black Rattlers, Clan Toreador, Generation 12, date of embrace 1929. Sire, Hilda McAndrews, Men of Bronze, born in Harlem in 1901. Oh, that's a lot of background. I really like that. I really do, but that's not conducive for streaming to try and read all that. Be my characters in the game I like. So we need Q. Why do you need Q? Except there's lip sync being up and oh yeah, because they're French. No, Q needs to stay away. We don't need more French. Men of Bronze, born in Harlem in 1901, MM grew up in the family of poor African-American performers. Her father, Mason, was a musician by night and a window washer by day. Her mother, Clara, sang when she was not taking care of her 4 children. When he was drafted in 1917, MM's father enlisted in the 15th Regiment of the New York National Guard, the Harlem Hellfighters, and participated in the liberation of France. He joined a jazz band in his unit and became a phenomenal success after the war ended. Path Studios had them record an album which would become the first jazz record to be played non-stop on French phonographs. Following the success, Mason decided to bring his family to Paris and to make a living playing his music in the jazz clubs that were beginning to sprout up throughout the capital. MM was 17 years old and was a dancer. She spent time with the elite who would come to listen to her father, and it took little time for her to get noticed. She discovered the French words, and their international shows. She auditioned for it and passed with flying colours. From odd jobs backstage to subbing in for other performers, she promoted herself and became a headline act at just 21 years old. Her burlesque stripping act took Paris by storm, making her extremely popular. MM began travelling through Europe, dancing to packed houses in the hottest cabarets. MM was young, beautiful and radiant. Her life was the night, and the champagne and money flowed. She was determined and alluring, the embodiment of a free and independent woman of the early 20th century. She had a fiery temper that soon attracted the attention of Europe's divas. December 1923, MM performed 8 times at the Vienna Carl Theatre. On the first night, she was introduced to Hilda McAndrews by the theatre director outside her dressing room. MM was immediately captivated by this mysterious aristocrat who attended each of her performances. They spent the nights that followed in bars exchanging stories about their lives and their art, their passions and their struggles. Hilda was cultured, charismatic and politically engaged in the suffragette movement and the women's artistic community. MM, to her surprise, fell under her spell and gave in to this irresistible attraction. A passionate relationship formed right away between the two women, who became inseparable. Hilda confided in MM and told her about her vampiric nature over the course of the next 3 years. For their love to endure, but also seduced by the promise of eternal youth, MM asked to be sired right away. It would take yet another 3 years, however, before Hilda managed to get the local prince to agree to it. The prince feared that the young woman's notoriety could be a danger to the Masquerade. With the prince's blessing at last, Hilda threw a spectacular celebration in honour of her companion, whom she would embrace at the end of this memorial evening. Having lived in Vienna since their meeting at the Carl Theatre, Hilda and MM left Austria in 1934 for Paris, then Bordeaux. Alas, France's surrender in 1940 forced the couple to reconsider their plans. With the help of her contacts in London, Hilda managed to negotiate a crossing to Boston, her hometown. Though hesitant at first, the city's Malkavian prince, Quentin King, finally granted them asylum. MM and Hilda were introduced to the court, where 50 years of intrigue would bring their passion to its inevitable end. These read like backgrounds done up by role players. So Embrace is turning, right? Yes. Being Embrace is being turned from a human to a vampire. Gives me gameplay tips for them as well. Founder of the Black Rattlers, it has been many years since MM attended the Boston court. A free spirit with considerable influence, she prefers to focus on her clubs, the Black Rattlers. However, things could change if she were to agree to take on new responsibilities. Skill, no rhetoric, 1 intimidation, 1 persuasion, 1 psychology. No dominate, but 1 presence. Fair?
That's to see you as soon as you arrived, MM. I wouldn't dilly-dally if I were you. As for you, Journey, someone's triggered a code red. If anything has happened over there, I'll hold you personally responsible.
Ghouls are human. They use such and such terms like feeding instant kiss. Yep, embrace for making you Vin. Ghouls are humans fed vampire blood and given a little power. Yes. Dialogue disciplines. Vampires have supernatural abilities usually inherited from their clan. Disciplines. Some disciplines can be used in dialogue, as with skills the high level wins. Not all disciplines are available to all vampires. Some mortals may possess certain powers, though most have no defense against disciplines. Hunger. Using a discipline generates hunger. Hunger has a value that cannot be exceeded. This limits a vampire's use of their powers. A vampire at their hunger limit risks losing control, attacking and feeding on the closest mortal. I can't succeed on either of these. I'm not going to try and throw a discipline at the Herald. But I've got no choice. Bollocks. Yes, I'm going to try and use presence on the Herald. This is gonna go wrong. Accurate. It's a good way of doing, the feeding mechanic, but without, it's saying, it uses blood. If it generates hunger, it's a better way of saying than, it uses blood.
You know, back in the day, nobody could bat an eyelash without you knowing about it. You must know exactly what Jay is being blamed for, don't you?
MM. My dear MM. I adore you. Really, I do. But darling, please. You're way out of your league here. This alliance with the Hartford Chantry is crucial. The prince is on edge. We can't get through to anyone over
I like that. Same.
What does this have to do with Jay?
She was in charge of the whole thing, for goodness sake. Listen, both of you. From now on, I don't want to hear another word out of either
Also,
of you.
Booba.
The prince is furious. Journey, you're coming with me.
I don't see why.
And as for you, Hazel wants to see you. Right now.
I like the effect that MM has on her hands. Really like that. It's the gold scale flex all over her body. Really, really like that. Thank you to DJ and to Sharky for the contributions to the One Off Game Stream Challenge. Oops. Indeed. Oh.
It's gonna be a long night.
God, my hunger's already really high. And thank you, E, as well, for the contribution to the Game Stream Challenge.
Welcome.
It's like Gold Leaf does.
Yes?
Who's she, Caleb?
MM Lewis.
She smiles like a toreador.
Letters etched in bold right upon her teeth.
What about that bearded guy who's swallowing his bile?
Dejan Siaka.
A Tremere warlock, then?
Keep him at a healthy distance. With a sideward glance, he could make the blood in your veins.
Tremere. Not Tremere. Ventru.
Is court attendance usually this sparse?
Under ordinary circumstances, there would be more of us here.
I like Caleb's voice.
Could be. We should have all been at that party. But a code red is a code red. No one can leave. I'd hate to be Caius right about now.
Why?
He's second honcho of house security.
Definitely
This promises to
Nosferatu.
be a busy night.
I know what you mean. It's one thing to have been told that the Nosferatu don't age well. It's another thing to see it for yourself.
It's by no fault of their own.
Do you think you'll be able to ask the prince tonight if you can embrace me?
No. Now is no longer the time.
And he is your child?
Mr. Beryl Underwood. Tread lightly. He's a member of the Primogen.
They're the check to the prince's power.
The check and balance. They backed Hazel when she rose to power after Quentin King. They'd hoped to control her.
What? Things didn't go as planned?
I just have a feeling she will surprise them. Never forget that the court is a chessboard. We are monsters, and we sacrifice pawns. If you want to be a major piece, then behave accordingly.
But...
Nothing can happen to you here. We're in the prince's house. She must be finished by now. Wait for me. This won't take long.
It's out of the question, MM.
This is done very well.
Away with this.
All right. Calm down, Dijon.
Where's Journey?
What's it to you?
Don't start with me. She was in charge of the party. She has to take responsibility for this.
Leave her out of it.
It's too late for that. Don't waste your time covering for her. She's not a kid anymore. I haven't heard from my child, and no one's able to get through to them over there.
Go on then. Go and save Imani and stop wasting your breath.
There are rules. Need I remind you? We're all stuck here.
You're such a good boy.
You'll never change.
Dijon!
What? Oh, come on, Hilda, she needs to grow up.
leave us.
I don't need your help.
Mem, please.
Stop calling me that.
I was worried about you.
You still haven't moved on, have you? You're always getting in my way.
Lower your voice. People are staring.
Focus allows you to temporarily increase skill by 1 or 2 levels. The more you increase your focus, the more the willpower cost increases. To be focused, the skill must have a minimum score of 1 point. Disciplines or knowledge cannot be focused. Ooh, ex-lovers. And Thaya as well. Focus. If skill or discipline levels are the same, the outcome of the conflict is uncertain. The chance of victory can be influenced by a number of points, bonuses, or penalties, as well as spending experience points. Jesus, that's a lot of willpower. Oh, it's only one more. 30% success on equal. No, we're gonna. Oh. Oh, fuck. Fuck. It rolled a D10. It rolled a D10. I love this. I love the detail in this so much already. I really do. The opponent can also focus their own skills. Yeah, no shit. Unlike you, focus only allows them to increase their skill by 1 level. The risk of opponent's focus is represented by a percentage. The more aggressive you are, skills used in disciplines, the more risk of opponent focus increases. Ooh, okay.
Do you know what this Code Red is all about? You're in the Primogen. You must know something.
I'm in the same boat as the rest of you. Apparently, it was from one of Moore's retainers.
Oh.
That's all I know.
Who's that?
Jason Moore. Don't you remember him?
Never
He's the
believe a
human
Toreador who
manages
knows
our
more than you.
interests when the sun comes up. He handles our assets, errands with the banks.
What does he have to do with this?
I don't know. It now seems that Miss Hazel Iverson, the mighty Prince of Boston, is no longer on speaking terms with the Primogen. As if now were the ideal time.
She asked to see me. Do you know why?
My best guess is that she'd
Yeah,
like
back,
to talk
Callie.
to
Needed
you about
brushing.
Journey.
No problem at all. Welcome back.
I always warned you that girl was trouble.
Yeah, sure. I've gotta go. Hazel must be upstairs. I'd better hurry.
What about Jara? I haven't seen her.
Councillor Drury is not here, nor is Dr. Dunham. Mr. Leto's teams are trying to reach them, but...
Nobody's answering?
No.
We're all gonna die.
What a shitty night. Pissed. What the hell could she want with me?
No one's happy to get personally summoned by the prince. No one. Ooh. One of my favorite clan time.
Is everything okay, Mom? Penny for your thoughts?
Nothing, Pumpkin. What were you saying?
You saw pictures again? You're not going
Let
back
her
to
just
the
drop
Institute,
in. She just
are you?
dropped in.
No, don't fret. I'm gonna stay here with you now.
I don't like it when Richard takes you away.
He's my psychiatrist. He's helping me so I can be with you.
Mom has a little trouble sometimes, remember?
I see things that haven't happened yet. And I forget others.
Yes, I know. And you have to slumber so you can rest all alone sometimes. But 3 years was too long.
Oh, the eye movements. Oh, they've done Malkavians properly. Ooh.
It seemed like an eternity without you.
I missed you too, Mom.
I need my sweet little monster.
Mom? What's going on? Why does everybody look so upset?
I think something serious is happening. I'm worried. I still haven't seen Richard. I looked for him so he could explain, but he can't be found.
So, what do we do now?
I was told to wait here, because Hazel wants to see us.
Thank you so much for your contribution to the one-off game stream challenge.
Your mother needs to talk to them.
Oh, then I'll go hide, because grown-ups talk to me too much.
If you want, sweetie. But don't wander off. Go on.
Kane, hello and welcome.
Show me what you do
So you're a
to make
Malk
sure
then.
no one's
I'm a Malk playing a Malk.
Okay, here I go.
Well, that was obfuscate. But I've played a Toreador, a Ventru, and a Malkavian, and that's the Toreador I play. And there's the Ventru I play.
When did you get out?
Just tonight. Hazel wanted
Okay,
to see.
lit my glasses. Now I've got to clean them again.
Extremely worried about
The
the
Gora daughter.
situation.
That, or she's a major drama queen.
You shouldn't make light of the situation, believe me. There aren't many of us who have experienced a Code Red and survived.
Thanks for the heads up, Professor Bazori. First Siaka, now you. Why won't anybody give me a break tonight?
Maybe you asked for it.
Or maybe if you behaved in a manner more appropriate to the circumstances and our setting, then you'd better understand why everyone is so nervous.
Doesn't look bad, but better than daughter's hallucination. Ghoul or hallucination would work.
See, I could jump down my throat. Was I supposed to let him take his nerves out on me? No, I'm sorry. That's not how things work, Bazori.
We must all remain calm and accept any help we can get.
Apart from the fucking Tremere.
Most unusual sources.
Fucking Tremere.
Surprising to hear. Coming from a blue blood. At least your certainties come from a more solid source than a prophecy from a child of Malkov.
You don't know what you're talking about.
All I'm saying is that whatever the problem is, your hallucinations aren't gonna help us solve it.
That.
We're all in danger. When I awoke, I sensed a threat everywhere, all around us. I've never felt anything like it.
Please explain.
It was as if we were all going to disappear into chaos. But you're probably right. It's just Hazel and her flair for the dramatic.
Only time will tell.
Good evening, ladies, sir. The prince shall see you now.
Oh! Rebellious style. Diva who lights up Boston's nights, but bringing light into a world of darkness can be powerless. MM knows this, but she doesn't care. Choose a profile. Investigator, jack of all trades, veteran, or free. Profile that focuses on knowledge and skills that allow you to go undercover, extort, or steal information. Profile that focuses on improving attributes and a large selection of skills that allows for a maximum number of interactions, but with less mastery. Profile that focuses on dialogue skills and physical attributes that allows you to use the character's aura in conversations. Profile with no pre-edited attribute points. Ooh, character sheet. Excuse me. At the start of a scene, previously earned experience points can be spent to improve the character's abilities. These abilities are divided into two areas: character sheet, and a discipline sheet. Each attribute affects a specific list of skills and disciplines. Attributes increase the chance of victory in a case of a tie. Improving them also decreases the willpower cost of the focus. The use of knowledge skills do not have a willpower cost. They cannot be improved by using focus. The discipline sheet contains disciplines the character possesses. Experience points invested in a discipline increase the level and can provide additional powers. Discipline powers can be passive and may be used in dialogue or in exploration. You vote increasing psychology. Can be used in dialogue, can be focused, convince others to do what you want by playing off their emotional weaknesses and behaviours. Potential. So with the free one, you start with 1 dot in attributes, which is common, but 1 dot in intimidation, persuasion, and psychology, and 1 in each of the 3 disciplines of Auspex, presence, and celerity. Okay, let's have a look at what the others do. Veteran. Veteran puts me with 2 physical, 2 social, 1 mental, 1 rhetoric, 1 intimidation, 2 persuasion, 1 psychology, and Auspex 1, presence 1, celerity 2. Auspex 1 do. Heightened senses. Activates Auspex vision. Has no blood cost or hunger cost. Reveals interactions related to the 5 senses. The hunger cost depends on your Auspex rating and the difficulty of the interaction. God. This is tricky. Presence 1, or gives access to presence as a dialogue choice. Okay. Celerity. Blink. Activates celerity vision. Has no hunger cost. Reveals anchor points in the environment that MM can reach using Blink. Blink allows you to move instantly from one anchor point to another, generates 3 hunger. Fleetness, +1 celerity. In certain situations, allows you to slow down the environment around the character while using celerity vision. There is no hunger cost. Celerity interactions, like pickpocket, are available in the state. The hunger cost depends on your celerity rating and the difficulty of the interaction. Okay, that's veteran. Jack of all trades. Physical 3, social 2, mental 2. Rhetoric, intimidation, persuasion, psychology, security, technology, and deduction all at 1. Disciplines all at 1. And investigator. Physical 1, social 2, mental 1, rhetoric, intimidation, persuasion, psychology, security, technology, and all those at 1, deduction at 2. And disciplines, Auspex at 2, presence 1, celerity 2. What's Auspex 2 do? Psychometry. Auspex visions reveal interactions related to memories of an item. The hunger cost depends on your Auspex rating and the difficulty of the interaction. think I like Investigator. I think I like Investigator out of the three. Because I do not have the wherewithal to plan out a full character at this point. It would take me too long as well. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Jesus Christ, that was way too well spent. There. Timed.
Hazel.
Well, that's the sheriff with her as well.
Delson.
Come in, MM.
That's gotta be the sheriff.
I wanted to have a word with you.
I bet he's a gangrel. Maybe a Bruja.
I'm glad you're here. It's been a long time since we last saw each other. Tell me, where were you tonight?
Like everybody else, I suppose. At home, getting ready for the party.
How fortunate you weren't running early.
Why? What's happened?
You know what the Code Red means. There was a breach. This is intolerable. These agreements were supposed to celebrate the power of my court. Instead, I've been made to look a fool in the eyes of my allies. We'll have to increase our diplomatic efforts with the warlocks. Send new emissaries to Osborne.
Or just kill them all.
What's that got to do with me?
Don't you worry about that for now.
Tremere.
We have more urgent matters to attend to.
I bet it was the Tremere that did this all.
Bring Journey to me.
What do you want with her?
I have a few questions I need to ask her. If mistakes were made, I need to know what happened. I'm sure that your friend will have a lot to tell me.
She hasn't done anything. Hazel.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yes, my prince. I'll be right back.
I didn't bring you here just for that. I have something to offer you.
I'm listening.
It's about the Primogen Council. You know everyone who's in it. Beryl, Richard, Hilda. Their support was much appreciated after the disappearance of the previous prince.
Quentin King.
But now, they've become an obstacle. It's been going on for months. They systematically oppose everything that I do. It must stop now.
So the princess is one of those venture total biatch. Don't know, actually. I'll opened up the talent menu. Talents increase your abilities. Each talent is tied to a specific action. Repeating these actions will progress the unlocked tiers of a talent. Traits menu. Traits. Traits are positive or negative effects that influence the abilities of a character in question. Traits are only resolved once they have been earned as a result of an action, a character's choice, or a consequence. The hunger level, whether low or high, confirms temporary traits that will affect the character's abilities. Suspicion. As it rises, a suspicion rating creates more later traits that increase difficulty faced by the characters. Put her in a place. MM has encountered others more powerful than her for now, something to straighten her mind for future challenges. Effects. Minus 10 XP to the next experience cost for the mental attribute. Ooh, nice. Right, okay, so let's have a look. Hazel Iverson. Clan Ventru, Generation 10th, Data Embrace 1941, Sire Nathan Appleton, Child Miley Sellers. Hazel was born in 1901 to Scandinavian parents. Her father relocated his maritime freight business to take advantage of the United States' advantageous taxation system. His business prospered considerably there, and in just 15 years he'd built his fortune. His daughter undertook her brilliant studies in business and economics at Harvard in 1920, despite limited education opportunities for women there. Hazel convinced her father to move into the world of banking. She quickly showed a certain astuteness in the subject. She invested in risky but highly profitable markets with an instinct far beyond her age. She naturally drew the attention of investors and rival banks who went so far as to assassinate her father in order to undermine her. The police and the justice system proved to be complicit in declaring his death a simple accident. Hazel found herself alone in charge of the Iverson Empire at just 38 years old with no allies to speak of. The isolation pushed her to accept a meeting with a group of wealthy Boston financiers in order to ease tensions and competition. In actuality, Nathan Appleton, a deceased textile mogul, had set a trap. Against her will, he brought her back to one life on her knees, sparing her no humiliation. Appleton embraced her out of pride, not to be outdone by a woman on his own turf. Immediately, he neglected her and abandoned her to her own life. Hazel discovered her on her own that she was undead. To protect them from a monster she had become, she needed to distance herself from those she loved, her mother, her family. She even considered ending her unlife, but surrender was not part of her vocabulary. Judge that solid because of that Bryos onesie. In time, thanks to her determination and her sound investment advice, she eventually gained the acceptance of the court. Hazel planned her revenge and methodically gathered information about her sire for years. In the end, she proved to be the prince that Appleton was double-dealing with the British. Quentin King had no choice but to launch a blood hunt on the traitor so as not to be accused of being spineless and collaborating with the invaders. Hazel had planned for everything. Her ghouls were already holding Nathan Appleton captive at his residence. She did justice herself by making his head fall onto the rug, in the exact spot where he had made her bend the knee. She spared the unlife of his bodyguard Delsin, who since that day became her shadow as a token of gratitude. She has since earned the distant respect of many. Her relationship with Quentin King grew strained over the years. The prince's submission to the British colonies, combined with his outbursts of madness, prompted Iverson to conspire with a group of descending Licks, the Kindred of Liberty. The secret organisation worked in the shadows to bring about the downfall of King and his associates. Hazel provided them with financial backing, all while maintaining her cover as a loyal subject of the prince. Her dealings with the KOL also led her to work with another resistance group, the Gemini League, which she helped establish in Boston. When the elders began to give in to the beckoning, there was a major shake-up among the powerful and ambitious kindred still left in Boston. Hazel aspired to carve out a place for herself, but she did not expect that in 2014 the remaining members of the Primogen would offer her their support to allow her to claim the position Quentin King had left vacant as the head of the domain. Though she seized the opportunity without hesitation, she remained suspicious of those who had relinquished the power to her. Why would they not keep it for themselves? She therefore invited kindred whose loyalty she was sure of to the council, in order to dilute the influence of the Beryl Underwood, Richard Dunham, Hilda McAndrews, and Jared Roy. Once in power, Hazel endeavoured to restore the weakened domain. Learning of Dr. Dunham's research on Vitae, she saw at last an opportunity to bring Boston back to its former influence and glory. If she could find a way to store the enhanced blood, Boston would become the centre of a thriving blood market. She drew upon Dajan Siaka's thaumaturgical knowledge, but the research necessary to develop such large-scale production led her to ally herself with the Hertford Chantry, with which Boston had long fought against the British occupation. Tremere. This alliance would take time. It would create fear and jealousy. Thanks to a premonition from Leisha, Hazel avoided an assassination attempt, as well as all manner of political unrest. The further she advanced in her discussions with the Chantry, the more the feeling that someone was trying to bring her down intensified. Somebody wanted to see her fail. She was certain of it. But it could have been anyone, even one of her closest supporters. Leisha's visions offered her ways out to find out and means to defend herself and to find new support as she played on the conflicts between those who could threaten her crown. In spite of everything, the negotiations came to a close. A party was to be held tonight to celebrate the unification of Boston and the Hertford Chantry, the consecration of Hazel Iverson's power. Well, just gonna keep silent to that one.
The Camarilla has faced many challenges in the past few years. Many of our strongholds have fallen. I won't let Boston suffer the same fate, but for that, I need loyal allies. Also, how would you like a spot in the Primogen?
Thought that was coming, yeah.
What? You've always taken care of your community, MM, without ever asking for anything in return. It might be time you took a leading role in the community's affairs.
Hilda won't let you do it. She'll never see me as her equal. Being seated next to her child? She'll feel humiliated.
I'm her prince. She will obey me.
She's not gonna like it.
I don't care. What I'm offering is much bigger than all that.
Damn. Right. I don't like the court. I need to think on that one.
I don't know. I need to think about it.
Time is of the essence. You're a businesswoman, MM. I know you'll be up to it. But we'll talk about it again soon. In the meantime...
I know. Jay, I'm going to go see Sylvia first. I need to clear my head.
Do it. You won't be able to hunt tonight. It's better to be prepared. Bring me Journey.
I will.
I have the utmost confidence in you, MM. Do not fail me.
You can count on me. What the hell is going on?
Wow.
I'm happy to see you in one piece.
Hey, Sil.
Oh, he gets hair thoughts.
Some
Yeah.
refreshment, please.
Of course, I'll get you a glass.
I was thinking more like a vessel.
Oh, serve yourself. But try not to damage them, okay? They're all I've got left in stock.
I get it, I'll be careful.
I'm right here if you need anything else.
The Hunt Safe Zone. A safe zone is a player where no one can see you feed. You can find them by exploring the surroundings. Only one prey may be sent to a safe zone at a time. Damn, I wanted a feeding orgy.
Do you think
A place away from prying eyes.
About that? We're not the only ones freaking.
Follow me.
Look around.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. We've got to keep our wits about us. Got it?
Ah, safe zone. Alcove. Prey. Prey will naturally be revealed to you as you approach them. To feed, you need to find a safe zone you can lure your prey to. Go after isolated prey. If it's surrounded by potential witnesses, sending this prey to a safe zone will increase suspicion of you. Well, you're away from prying eyes.
Come on. It won't take long.
Going.
I was feeling the vibrations in the controller. The kiss. Vampires use their power to charm or subdue their prey and satisfy their hunger. When feeding on prey, you control the amount of blood you take. Press and hold the button to increase the amount of hunger eliminated. If you do not press the button, or if you do not release the button before it will fall, the prey will die, drained of its blood. Killing prey will increase suspicion, mortals will be on their guard, while vampires will question your respect for the Masquerade. That went up real quick! That was real quick, that increase. No warning, fuck, nope. Some prey, their blood emotionally charged, have a resonance that your character will earn after feeding. At the end of a scene, a resonance provides an experience points for its corresponding discipline. If more than one resonance is acquired during a given scene, only the last one acquired is saved. If your prey survives, you may feed on a second time, however this will cause it to die and increase suspicion. He survived, he's still alive. Phlegmatic resonance, experience bonus to disciplines. Ooh. Jesus Christ. Be on prey without killing it. Ooh. Complete a quest without having hunted any prey. Jesus. How intense that is. It's good. Feed on prey while killing it. Jesus. Feed from a rat. Nom 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 nom.
All right, Jay. Where are you hiding? What a shitty night.
Do you think the Code Red will last much longer?
I hope not. The faster I get out of here, the better.
What? And Mem Lewis, the Black Rattler's Rose, is afraid of a handful of politicians?
God, no.
Fine. Let me know if I can do anything for you.
I'm supposed to find Jay. Do you know if she's done talking to April?
Huh, good question. I saw her earlier, but she wasn't with Miss Bosley. She went into that alcove on your right, but that was a while ago.
Thanks.
You might want to avoid hanging around with her, you know? I've heard stuff about her.
I know, and it's not true. She didn't do anything, all right?
Fine.
Twitch now says you've been streaming for 100 hours and 127 seconds. What clan she is? I'm thinking Gangrel. It's the eyes. The eyes lead me to think Gangrel.
Miss Iverson has the top floor all to herself.
Yes, that's where she's got her office for hearings, as well as her personal quarters. Miss Bosley is the only one who has access to them.
Well, I think so.
I heard the prince put together a surveillance unit.
Yeah, the cave. Mr. Leto and his team spend their nights there. It's just below us. But don't even think about going down there. It's only for sewer rats.
Thanks for the vessel.
My pleasure. Come back anytime you want.
Hey, Abby.
Hey, Mem. It's been a while. Can I help you?
I've got to talk to Jay. You haven't seen her, have you?
No, you should ask April.
It's a good idea. Thanks for the advice. Do you still work for April?
Well, aren't you rude? My loyalty is with the court.
Seems like Bosley's leading you around by the nose, though.
She's got some extra responsibilities, sure, but that's it. I have my own agenda.
I'm not surprised. I've got stuff to do. See you later. I know that perfume. Jay.
Space enhances your 5 senses. The conversation reveals new interactions, detecting sense, leading to listening conversation from a distance, revealing the parts of objects, or even experiencing premonitions. Also, discover items have been hidden using supernatural powers.
Where did you go, Jay?
I love her hair as well.
Underwood and Fang. Azori's ears must be burning.
Dear all, please don't forget that if you have any issues with the archives, you need to contact Lazarus, not me. Thank you, April.
Jay, what were you doing in the archives? A file about a party from a few years ago. About a party.
Solstice Party 12/22/1998 Archives. At the request of our Prince Quentin King, the winter solstice will be celebrated at his home on the 21st of December for the entire night. At his behest, the celebration will be inspired by the masquerades in the European pagan calendar. Invitation message approved by our Prince. Your esteemed Prince of Boston, Quentin King, does you the distinct honour of inviting you to the winter solstice celebration at his home. Inspired by pagan masquerades, please come accompanied and, above all, masked. You'll be able to pledge your respects and allegiance to your revered prince throughout the northern side of the year. You are expected at 7:30 PM on 12/21/1998. Please note, refusal is not an option. The safety of N+1s is not guaranteed. Page 1.
Page 3 was torn out. There are traces of blue ink on page 2. Pelton and Lazarus. I smell gossip.
Smells like tea.
This page was torn out.
Need you help me as soon as you can in an
Seems like
alcove?
it's a match to the file from the archives. Abigail must have done it. But why? Abigail, we've got to talk.
The message from Jara Drury, from Jara to me, maintaining order. I asked our retainers to arrive before sunset for more discretion. I'm still waiting for that paper.
I'd like to hear Abigail's side of the
You
story.
track down the file on 1998 Solstice Party. Page 3 should be interest to you. Well, ain't this just not good into at all?
Oh, you again. What do you want?
April, have you seen Jay anywhere?
You can't let her out of your sight for 2 seconds.
The prince sent me to get her.
I can't discuss that with you.
You can tell me. My lips are sealed.
The only way I can make sure you don't talk is to keep my own lips sealed.
Focus to that.
Not that I think in a million years this is what happened, but what if Jay messed up somehow? What would happen to her?
Depends on the mistake. And how bad the consequences were. At best, the prince will be mad. At worst?
Destruction?
Yeah. There's a good chance of that.
Fine. I won't insist. If you see her, tell her I'm looking for her.
Yeah, sure.
What attitude? It's a good thing I was careful earlier.
September 4th, 2019, 9 to 10 p.m. Current business. Presentation of the annual report. 7 p.m. Unification party starts when all guests have arrived. September 7th, 2019, tour of Dr. Dunham's Red Salon. September 9th, 2019, private audience all
What
night.
a nightmare.
September 12th, 2019, meeting with Underwood on the management of the Red Salon. Meeting with Dr. Dunham on integrated thermal technologies into the Red Salon. Security review with Mrs. Drury and Mr. Leto. September 13th, 2019, monthly meeting with Mr. J. Moore. Reread speech to the Primogen Council on October 21st. Come up with a more authoritative ending. She came in, did the vampiric ugly butting with her, and then left.
Took the elevator to get here.
Okay, so she's gone back to the elevator, alright. So I need to go and talk to Abby again. And say, hang on, you two were doing something. Yeah, I never get a question about Jenny.
Can I help you?
I told you I was looking for Jay earlier. And? I found the note she left you. I wonder what April would say if I showed it to her.
You went through my stuff?
Is that all you're worried about?
No. It wasn't personal. Journey was in a panic. She asked me for the pass to get into Jara's apartment.
Did she say why?
Only that she was looking for evidence. I didn't really get it. Let's keep this between us, all right? April's got other fish to fry.
I'll see about that. I'm going to find her. Jara's apartment. That's on the Primogen floor. What was Jay looking for up there?
Let's find out. Wrong button. Okay. I thought that would be where I was needing to go. Oh, wait, no, I know where this is. Yeah, I know where that'll be. I walked past a flight of stairs earlier. Through here, I believe? Yeah. Up here. The perfume doesn't go up here, though. I mean, to be fair, the scarf was where it ended, so she went to the booth, dropped her scarf off, and then has gone on since. Beryl Underwood, Richard Dunham, Hilda McAndrews. Oh, George, I can't say. This place is very fancy. No return action. Choices marked with that indicate there's no going back. Before selecting one of these options, make sure you're done with the area you're exploring. Yeah.
No fucking way. Shit.
So this is where you've been
Oh,
hiding.
Jesus, it's you. You scared the shit out of me. How did you find me?
You're really bad at covering your tracks.
Are you alone?
What the hell is going on?
Shit, Mem. It's a fucking nightmare. The code red is definitely because of the party. April told me Hazel was gunning for me. She thinks I'm responsible for this shit show.
So, you're hiding in Drury's room?
I'm looking for evidence. I saw that Jara had the file on the party. It's got all the contracts and stuff in it that will prove I did my job right. But I can't find them. It was my only shot to defend myself against her.
Hey, slow down. It's gonna be all right. They don't have anything on you, do they?
No, of course not. I did everything right, ma'am. I was the one who rented the place. Same as always. Rooftop, away from prying eyes. I met with Richard to organize the vessels. I arranged for limos to be sent for the Hartford Chantry.
This was actually decent. It really is.
Secure limo agency.
So far, I really like this.
Ours, so there's no risk. What the hell could have gone wrong?
I don't know. But there's no time to think about it. Hazel wants to see you.
And she asked you?
Oh. Do I defy the prince and give her a chance to run? Or do I obey my prince? It's really, really difficult. I mean, she's very sure of her innocence. And it sounds like she's being used as a scapegoat. And I really don't think that the prince is the kind of person to listen to anything more than what she wants to hear. Because Ventru. Prince scary though. Yeah, she is scary. I'm so close to saying fucking and telling her to run. Scary, doubtful she's wearing a red onesie as Ventru dominates the only real risk. Yeah, and Dominate's pretty fucking nasty. And, yo, she's got Delson, her sheriff. So, you know, quite possibly very nasty stuff. It's hard to run.
Listen, honestly, you'd better get out of here.
What? What are you talking about?
Perhaps would be the deadly thing to worry about. Yeah. In a confrontation, you must fight to convince the other person. The result of confrontation has an impact on how the story will play out. Confrontation has a certain number of stages. The number depends on the goal of the confrontation. Each stage can end with a win or a miss. If there's a maximum number of misses allowed for each confrontation, you exceed this number, you lose the confrontation.
I can't just run away.
3 misses allowed.
Do you know something I don't?
Hazel feels threatened. And rightfully so. If her court senses she's weak, they'll press the advantage. Do you know how that will end?
It's just another day at the races, Mem. Hazel doesn't shout.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do this because I've got very little in the way of skills. I've got no willpower either.
She can take the pressure.
Jay, you should listen to me.
I know the court better than you do.
Let's say Hazel doesn't want to hurt you. Others could change her mind.
Who would? Honestly, who would stand to gain something from my death?
If I were you, I'd watch out for Dijon.
Dijon? No, seriously?
As soon as I got here, he was all over me to find out where you were.
Ventru Dominate can be scary, but still, she realizes Love Light won't be able to easily kill anything, as all the damn allies, contacts, and ghouls you might have that are really dangerous. I don't know. Ghoul. Combat to Ventru are pretty goddamn good as well. Now she's one of those, but still. And also, you know, like I've said, she has the sheriff in her office. And if she's the prince, she has those contacts. Go head to bed, tomorrow's a 5 AM day, yay. Night. Good night, Torian. Thanks for coming in as long as you did, and see you later. So you make it to the final stage and win. In case of miss during the final stage, the case will repeat until the conversation is lost. Okay.
No, I swear. I don't believe for a second that Dijon would want me destroyed.
Depends on the system, really. It's a game. It's a video game. They make their own system.
I get why you don't think so, but she's the one who decides in the end, and I trust her no matter what. If I run, people will think I'm guilty and that I want to leave the Camarilla. But you can't leave the Camarilla.
Yes, we can. I know people who can help you.
Jesus.
Anarchs. Don't underestimate them. They've held out against the Cam for a long time now.
Do you realize what it would mean to really run away?
I just know what's gonna happen to you if you stay here.
But if I leave...
It's definitely built on V5. This is going to be the only interaction I have with V5 then. Really? Can't focus. I've got too little willpower. I use all my willpower up and doing other things. They have an education in that, but it would get them back. I don't even have enough willpower to use the skills. Oh.
You have to believe me about the Anarchs. I know their leader, Saul. I've seen her help people in situations like yours. It's your only chance.
Oh, I have connections to the Anarchs, do I?
Stay. And be destroyed? Listen to me. Saul can help you. You can do this.
How do I go about this? Where do I go?
I'll go back to see the prince.
I did it! I thought I was gonna lose.
Don't waste a second. Don't go back.
Win a conversation without using a discipline.
You have to disappear right now.
But
Ooh.
what about you? What are you going to say? You're risking everything for me.
Don't worry. Hazel has nothing on me. You're going to the Anarchs. I'm going to contact Saul. She'll come and get you at the club in Roxbury.
Is it just me, or is this not the first time you've done this?
I don't think we've got time for that.
You're right. We're doing this.
Look through the book, this is definitely V5 feeling. Not this is a bad system, but Dominate is really where the Venture is strong in that system. But they're not physically stronger than the other clan without potent celerity or resilience. Well, that honestly, that's always been Vampire. I say, I'll be honest, Dominate can wreck your shit. It really can. If you know how to use Dominate, it can really wreck you. Just like Malkavians with Dementation. Dementation with Malkavians is scary. Leisha, unstable seer. From madness sometimes comes great clarity. A wise prince knows how to recognize this rare talent in their subjects and gives them the recognition that others deny them. So, investigator, what does that give me? That goes for, no, physical 1, social 1, mental 2, rhetoric, intimidation, persuasion, psychology, security, and education, deduction at 2. Dementation is dominate with specific powers on U5, which explains why the Malkavian has Auspex, Obfuscate, and Dominate. Just so you know, Max and Venture are almost the same. Well, discipline-wise. Lore-wise, very different. Jack of all trades, physical, social at 2, mental at 3, rhetoric, intimidation, persuasion, psychology, security, technology, deduction all at 1, disciplines... Auspex, Obfuscate, and Dominate at 1. Is it just me, or did Investigator not have any discipline spends either? Oh no, it's got Obfuscate too. With concealment, plus 1 Obfuscate allows you to hide objects from the eyes of onlookers and input without electric, making it will no longer detect leisure when using marks of stealth. Okay. Stealth and seen passage. Leisure cannot be seen by others, but she can no longer interact with her environment. It's possible to read a document or examine an object, but they cannot be taken. The short game is select target, they're still uncrossed. Mark with southern faces. Leisure can copy the uniform of a target, generates 2 hunger. Maximum of 1 uniform could be copied. Can be activated in safe zone. Activation generates no hunger. Here's the fluff that makes some difference. Same as Smeatsy and Gangrel protein and vicissitude of 1 group of powers. Yeah, I don't like V5 then. It's just making me not want to use V5, and I'm just not going to use it. The initial release of V5 and all the really weird shit that they've written into it made me very hesitant, and that's just making me want to avoid V5 all more. And not bad, but the shit I'm reading it, the focus really is on the fluff in this setting. Yeah, it's not a bad thing, but for people who like the various spread and disciplines, all that kind of stuff, and making clans feel unique on the sheet, it's a bit of a step backwards. But if they're focusing more on the fluff, not necessarily a bad thing. Physical 2, social 2, mental 1, rhetoric 1, intimidation 2, persuasion, psychology 1, education 1, disciplines, dominator 2. Veteran seems like it's the weakest one of those 3, honestly. Excuse me. Investigator seems really weak. Like that to me seems really thinly spread. The Jack of all trades. The Jack of all trades seems stronger. Fuck it, go Jack of all trades for Leisha. Jesus Christ. I'm getting spammed with messages on Discord now. What the fuck?
Leisha, it's good to see you.
Be good, sweetie.
How was your reunion with Halsey?
Thank you, Hazel. Your gift was wonderful. You shouldn't have troubled.
You're welcome. We should never have kept you apart for this long.
Good evening, Delsin.
Good evening, Laisha.
How are you feeling?
I feel great. Better and better since I got my little sugar fangs back.
Wonderful.
I haven't seen Richard yet. Does he know I've been released from the Institute?
No, I'm the prince. It was my decision. He is your psychiatrist, but you don't need his permission for everything.
He wasn't at the party, was he?
I'm searching for everyone who's still missing. Don't
It's a bit like Dominatory and Dominate Demon Treasure Tree approaching Tree Approach Tree. It's all because of all the bloodlines being rolled fully into the clans as families. Yeah, don't like V5. We want those particular games to be very interesting, a bit slower than Bloodlines. That's because it's a different focus. Bloodlines was a role-playing game with quests and combat and all that. This is, as far as I can tell, a primarily investigation and story game.
That was a long time
So it's a lot more building up on the storyline of it and details.
Foil conspiracies.
Thank you for the hydration, man, DJ.
Decisions for the domain. You're not like the other children of Malkav. Quentin King knew that.
The Mad King. I remember, yeah.
I had you released from the Institute because your premonitions are the most detailed, the most accurate. I wanted them to help me understand the Chantry's hand more clearly before we signed our agreement with them. But this alert changes everything. I need to understand what's just happened. Did you sense anything, possibly about what happened tonight?
I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be back in just a sec. And I have returned. The powers of demonstration persist you respectfully in their parent disciplines, though they are well done, but really should have been less separate in my opinion. Yeah, same. I really like both of them. They are two of my favourite disciplines. What bothered me was turning the Bruja into outright pricks. Yeah, that was what was present in the first edition of V5 that I had heard about. Was the Bruja were essentially alt-right and the Ventru were groomers. I was like, and you've lost me. I don't care what you say about the game from then on. The fact that that was your first draft, no. And it was only after massive pushback that things were allegedly changed. So yeah, no.
I saw images, but they had nothing to do with this party. It didn't make any sense. It was a long, white hallway.
It's a little early for sure, but it's a good start.
I'm sorry, I can't be of more help.
Don't be sorry. There's something else you can do for me. Your discretion can still be of use to me. I need to be sure that none of the members of my council are going to take advantage of the situation.
You don't trust them?
You can never be too careful. You and Delson are the only two people I trust entirely. The members of the council have their council lodgings here. It gives them the impression that they have power, and it means I can keep an eye on them. I'm going to give you the key. Go and see if you find anything that could make me doubt their loyalty. Anything that might make me think there's something in the works.
All right.
Miss Drury burned the midnight oil to make sure this event was secret. I imagine there might be some evidence in the information she gathered.
Do someone like the meet see but the book that I haven't checked on the Venture or Bruja to know if they're still that way. So meet see if I can control passage to my real problem. Hey, we're gonna be right back in a few minutes. Yeah, I don't like V5.
I found more information. But above all, don't share
with
with
the shark shower time.
I don't need more gossip.
Can I take Halsey?
Go and be a squeaky clean shark.
Of course.
All right then.
Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark.
Don't believe it.
Obfuscate. A very nice effect. Oh, I see. Oh. Oh. Laisha was there the whole time during that conversation. Stay focused.
Shit. So this is where you've been hiding.
Oh, Jesus, it's you. You scared the shit out of me. How did you find me?
You're really bad at covering your tracks.
Are you alone?
What the hell is going on?
Shit, Mem. It's a fucking nightmare.
Ooh. Kinda wish I'd been using your specs now when I went there initially.
I'm going to Richard's to see if he has my teddy.
Okay.
Come and find me when you're done.
I hope Journey hasn't come looking for the same thing as me. This thing's old. Does she still use it?
You're fucked. Maybe. Nice touch of OCD there.
Huh. A log with a list of everything that was checked for the party. Invoices, reservations, rentals. All from our network. Huh, it's Journey's. That's what she was looking for.
Yoink. Technology. Conversation, Caius Leto. Already told you about my needs to investigate the Quincy Market case. I know you disagree with my theory, but it's important to attack on the prince is not to be taken lightly. Can you please reconsider your position? I never reconsider anything without new evidence. If you have any, please send it to me, and not on a computer. You know how I feel about them. As you wish. I picked up a signal that appears to be an unauthorized outbound call. Can you see me as soon as possible so I can give you the details? Did you try to access my computer? No, I can't imagine anyone being able to hack into your computer since you change your password every 3 days. Besides, I thought you preferred handwritten notes. It's not something I'm willing to joke about. I know you ordered my computer to be searched. You don't have to monitor me like this. What good am I to you if you don't trust me? Jara, if someone's trying to search your computer, believe me, the order didn't come from me. I have every confidence in you, and I urge you to have the same confidence in me. Finally, in the future, I would appreciate it if you do not make such sweeping accusations without proof. If you have any concerns, please come and speak to me. Sincerely yours, your Prince, Hazel Iverson. I rely on myself to protect what needs to be protected, and I have my own ways of keeping myself safe from undue curiosity. So it's precisely 10 PM. I'm heading to the party and leaving Caius Leto in charge. You know the procedure. Let everyone know. Have a good night. Ooh. Transmissiones. I love the fact as I'm going along, just pushing folders in place. Weekly Close Protection Reports 2019. Subject Mr. Jason Moore. July week 1. Report submitted by Mr. Wu, NSTR. Night visit from Mr. Hazel Iverson, accompanied by Delson Coates on Tuesday. Report submitted by Mr. James NTR. Wife and child went to Costa Rica for 2 weeks. Night visit from Mr. Beryl Underwood on Tuesday. Report submitted by Mr. Wu. Night visit from Mr. Beryl Underwood 2 times, Tuesday and Thursday. Report submitted by Mr. James. Family came home. Report submitted by Mr. Wu. Mr. Moore wants a little more privacy. Report submitted by Mr. James. Wife and child went to Costa Rica for 1 week. Night visit from Mr. Beryl Underwood on Friday. Report submitted by Mr. Wu. Mrs. Moore left again the day after she got back from Costa Rica. Charge is upset. Mr. Moore had trouble concentrating. Report submitted by Mr. James and STR. The subject might be experiencing a conjugal dispute. Where are you? The time has come. Password is arrival. Bollocks. I could have used that to get into the computer. Without any willpower. I feel like I'm using the Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 detective mode with this. 1841. Jara, I would have liked to give you this bond that you've been waiting for so long. I can't bring myself to condemn you to my situation, but don't be afraid. I will never abandon you, Jara. Never. We're bound together forever. We are one. Since that first night, that first instant, nothing can ever keep us apart. I promise. Kay. Ah. Find Jara's way. Oh, okay. I wonder if there's something else on here that I can do then. Inventory. Consumables. Consumables are single-use items that provide bonuses. Most of the time, consumables are used to replenish willpower or eliminate hunger. Each type of gear has advantages and disadvantages when it's equipped. Equipped with effective gear as long as it is equipped. Gear may not be equipped or unequipped during a dialogue. Consumables. When they've been collected, consumable items can also be consulted from inside your inventory. Right. Okay. So I've got the intel.
Nobody here. I'm going to be able to take a look around Dijon's. Tarot cards. How fun. The Emperor, the Chariot, Temperance. Easy. Dijon is thinking about taking a trip.
Consumable? What does this do? Nostalgia. Recovering memories and images of a lost past is ultimately what drives Leisure. Stores 5 willpower. Nice.
The Salem Gazette.
Salem Gazette, September 4th, 2019. City Council has found a new home for the Sisters of Salem at the Salem Library in recognition of the organisation's work in sharing and supporting our local history. While many know of the group thanks to the annual organisation of their Hallowmas and the Mighty Dead and Martyr celebrations, what's less well known is their implication with people in need throughout the rest of the year. They host newcomers to the area, troubled youth and older citizens who are isolated. The Sisters of Salem have an extensive network of volunteers. They're joined by about a dozen new members each year. Our community should be proud of the unity and mutual support shown by all of our fellow citizens, from the participation in celebrations to the participation in the social and cultural volunteering done by this organisation, declared the mayor after the City Council meeting. She was also very proud to announce that her spouse had joined the Sisters of Salem the previous month. Inauguration planned for tonight at the Salem Library by invitation only. Intriguing. Guardian Ravens. Equipment, cauldron. Ingredients are raven, corn, raven droppings, corn straw. Rituals. Blood magnet. Magnet silver bowl, own blood. Concealment ritual, knife, candles, fresh bird blood skull, white candle wax. Candles, white satin ribbon, and have the prey beforehand. The prey may also go underwater or across a body of water. Preservation, candles, skull, oil and blood, sacrifice animal. Ah, fuck.
Just like New Orleans. This is definitely Dijon's place. He must have done a warlock ritual. A bird. Dead.
What was that? Guardian Ravens. Ah. Oh, fuck. Skull, white candle, wax. Oh, no. Oh, no. Skull, white candle. Who's on a concealment ritual? I think he's here watching me. Bollocks. That's an irrigator.
This knife has blood on it. Well, what have we here?
John the Flying Croc. My dear sisters, I hope this letter will reach you quickly. Things are critical here. It appears we've been the target of a major incident. A code red has been issued and we have not heard from those who have already gone to the party our prince has organised for the unification. This could be in our favour because it's possible that Hartford Chantry is behind it. Although I faithfully serve my prince's interests while negotiating this treaty, these new suspicions could serve our interests in relation to a potential alliance between Boston and Salem. Rest assured that...
He didn't finish his letter. But that'll be enough for Hazel to make up her mind about him.
He used a concealment ritual on that. Specs.
Hazel told me to keep a low profile here. This area is reserved for the prince and her primogen. Shit! Hilda's in her office. She's going to see me.
Special to move out means the insane is possible to pin over possibly have many factors and it's prohibited.
I shouldn't get too close. She might be able to sense me.
Why did you come back? Why? Other than to show that you're doing just fine on your own. If you only knew everything I've done for you. Ma'am.
Hilda's more concerned with the man than she is with Hazel. I hope she'll be happy to hear that.
Alicia. Restricted access means nothing to you, I see. Make yourself at home. Don't mind me. How am I not surprised?
What doesn't surprise you?
For you to turn up at a time like this.
The prince had me released.
Of course, she needs you.
His voice sounds familiar.
I'm guessing she sent you to spy on the council.
Let me have a look. Let's pause that just so I don't get over anything. So it's Beryl Underwood. Let's create Swansong. There we are. Alan Enlow. Oh, he's Dr. Harry Weiner in Sopranos. Not seeing anything recent that I'm familiar with. Oh, he's an extra voice in Red Dead Redemption. And he also was a voice in Celebrity Deathmatch. Which is probably where I recognize the voice from.
What do you mean?
Tell me, do you remember the last time she pulled you out of your musty hole?
It's just that
You don't remember, do you? You're still having those little memory issues, it seems. And I suppose Halsey's here too.
Of course she is.
The more the merrier.
Don't start with me, Beryl. Otherwise...
Why don't you go out and play in the sun?
Wow.
Me get back to work.
Work? With everything that's going on.
Wow.
Hazel will appreciate
What
your
a dick.
dedication.
Get out, please.
That's all I'm going to be able to find out about him. Hazel's gonna be disappointed.
This, Ms. Iverson is on to invite you to the grand unification party.
I hope Hazel will be proud of us.
In the presence of representatives of the Hartford Chantry, your presence at these festivities required the evening of September 4th at 11 PM at 1 International Palace, Boston, with our greatest respect and consideration. Kill.
Are you at least aware that you're in my office?
Yes, I'm leaving.
Ugh, impossible. It's locked.
Ah, he's dead.
Richard's apartment.
I thought I couldn't interact with anything whilst under Masters of Shadows. Okay.
He didn't change a thing, as usual.
Dr. Dunham, as restricted, ever prepared the donors you listed for your education party that were ready for you to pick up at 9 PM at the Red Salon. I think your guests will be impressed by the quality of the vintages you're offering them, and I hope they'll fully appreciate the fruits of your labours.
Mr. Teddy.
The fact that she goes into obfuscate when I do does tell me that she may be a hallucination. Archive Confidential Report 1978. March 6th, unknown origin. 30 members of the court conducted sudden collective panic for several minutes. Quentin King, our prince, called for an investigation. Closed without any conclusive findings in 1988. It described 10 years of investigation. October 31st, unknown origin. The servants of the Primogen Apartments began to hum the same song for 1 hour. Quentin Quince, our police, called for an investigation. Closed without any conclusive findings in 1988 after prescribed 10 years of investigation. Sounds like the prince was pulling a trick on them. Archived Confidential Report 1999. 31 unknown origin. Servants in the prince's quarters all laughed hysterically for 1 hour. Quentin Quince, our prince, calls for investigation. Closed without any conclusive findings in 2009 after prescribed 10 years of investigation. Archive Confidential Report 2015, May 7. Miss Hazel Iverson, our prince, reported something being a brief mental intrusion during her speech. So Iverson calls for investigation. Closed after investigation, report delivered in person. Unknown origin, feeling of imminent death felt by several members of the court lasting several minutes. Miss Hazel our prince calls for an investigation. Closed after investigation, report delivered in person. Unknown origin, servants of the Primogen's apartments began vomiting for several minutes. The vessels present experienced uncontrollable crying fits throughout the night. Our prince called for investigation. Closed after investigation, report delivered in person. That's an old-ass computer.
Only Richard would still use that.
Somewhere else.
Insert floppy disk. No. Insert storage medium.
I see guilt. Richard often asked me. Richard always liked masks. Like all children of Malkov.
You must
Maybe I'll find a way to read it. So, did you find your teddy?
No, not yet. I'm not sure he's here. What about you? Did you finish your job for the prince?
No. I haven't learned anything about this party yet. You wait for me here while I look around a little more, okay?
Okay, Mom.
Bath and carpet? Oh yeah, ew.
How many hours have I spent sitting in this armchair for my therapy sessions? Only Richard would still use that.
Obvious one. Dear Miss Iverson, as per your request, Mr. Underwood came to the Red Salon to carry out a review in view of the collaboration with the Hartford Tremere. We can confirm the production can triple if we expand operations into our basement. I think it would be wise to create a reserve and allocate only 1/3 of our production to Hartford. We will also provide a temperature-controlled storage area for this purpose. As for your more practical questions, please do not include the formulas I have been able to work out in your dealings. Mr. Underwood also feels that we need to keep them secret in order to keep the advantage in this agreement. We both feel that convincing them to send Tremere into Boston would perform the blood stabilization test. You would be a better alternative. As for industrialized production of more than 400 units per week, I prefer to err on the side of caution. I'm able to produce everything alone in my laboratory. Aiming for more at the start would require more and will require a move and will surely get noticed by our suppliers of raw materials. I hope to have provided you with the missing information for your discussions on the agreement, which, in addition to the giant step forward it would make possible for science, will undoubtedly with dawn of new Boston under your reign. Sincerely yours, Dr. Dunham.
Richard must have had a breakthrough, if Hazel's interested in it.
Sorry. Council members only.
The prince wants this floor under surveillance. I'm carrying out orders.
Okay, so I've been in there and found out his thing.
It looks like one of Richard's Rorschach tests. In green. Even with the color, I still see the same things always. Blood.
There. Okay.
Oh, shit. Locked from the other side.
I feel like I've missed something. I must have missed something.
Oh, this thing's old. Does she still use it?
Ah.
There are traces, but I can't break that illusion. It's much too strong.
Information notes, Unification Party. Summary on individual files on Hartford Chantry. Mr. Osborne, Regent of the Hartford Chantry, ambitious and paranoid, extremely skilled in thaumaturgy, famous unification, but mentions escape routes in his private communications. To be monitored, visits the Jefferson Library once a month. Ms. Wakefield, John Reese's child. She is a secretive mind control specialist who supports Mr. Osborne unconditionally, though he continues to be wary of her. She has built the unification to support the choice of her regent. Mr. Samuels, child of Uptown Rowlands. This blue blood is pragmatic, well-versed in insurance finance. He is the head of a thriving business and seems to have moved to Boston on a part-time basis, residing at the Jefferson Library. Our intelligence indicates he is there to ensure the financial balance of the agreements to be signed, which he is rather in favour of. Mr. Fleming, his specializes in poison, is Osborne's personal bodyguard, and has been on several blood hunts and has recently moved to the library. We believe that he is there to protect the warlocks in the event of a retreat. According to our sources, he is opposed to agreement because he harbors a strong personal resentment towards Dash and Psyker. Ms. Vance has lived in Boston since the creation of the Hartford branch in Boston. Unknown Sire specializes in high-level projection rituals. There's little information available. The party will be her first outing from the library if she accepts the invitation. We need more time to research her background. Excuse me. Mr. Woods, child of Deneb Osborne, resides in Hartford, is new to thaumaturgy but shows very good skills in memory magic. Still has the authority of his sire and therefore in favour of the agreement made with us. Mr. Green resides... Jesus Christ. Green resides in Hartford, child of Miss Wakefield, nothing to report, was embraced 2 years ago, kept his family, his job as a research chemist, report indicates he is pro-unification. Mr. Chen was selected by the Chantry to come and work at the Red Salon and conduct experiments on blood stabilization, extensive experience in thaumaturgy. The report indicates he is in favour of unification, but of his own interest and only feeds in blood banks. Miss Halstead was selected by the Chantry to come and work at the Red Salon and conduct experiments on blood stabilization. Specialised in blood storage rituals, the report indicates that she is rather reticent about the unification, afraid to share her knowledge. She's suspicious of Boston. Welcome back, Sharty. Chumps guess seems to yes, apparently. This vessel is provided by Dr. Dunham, Marvin Haney, Patricia Lane, Corey Perkins, Brian Bafford, Mary Sandoval, Robert Siegler, Richard Walton, Michelle Jacobs, Vernon Kennedy. Intelligence on Hartford Chantry. In the 17th and 18th centuries, the thaumaturgists were influential throughout New England, but they also experienced dark times, seeing their power erode over the years, primarily due to encroachment of Sabbat members from northern and western New England during this period. Some Elder Tremere believe that at least once of the major covenants allied with the Sabbats to bring about their downfall. The few agree on which of the three major covenants is most to blame. The loss of status suffered by the entire family is a wound that still runs deep today and has led to their greater dislike of the Sisters of Salem. Operating primarily out of a chapel in Hartford, the thaumaturgists have had an ongoing competition with the Ventry coteries for dominance in the state, have been quick to exploit any opportunity. Thus, when the Prince of New Haven and Hartford came to them for help in the early 1900s, they graciously accepted. Wisely, they have not yet recalled the debt the Ventry owed them, but that is likely to happen soon. Indeed, as a result of the unification agreement with Boston, the Chantry will greatly increase its political and economic clout over the Hartford domain. Within the Chantry itself, prestige is highly prized, and the competition within the upper echelons of the hierarchy is so fierce the more thaumaturgists are lost to internal strife than to past clashes with the Sabbat. This is largely due to the fact that Deneb Osborne, despite his undying behaviour, jealously guards his position and makes it impossible for his apprentices to progress. Whenever a warlock seems to be on the verge of unlocking a new mystery, they are often replaced by a less talented one. Today their Boston branch is mysterious and impenetrable, or despite our best efforts, we think it would be wise to require a visit to the Chantry as a sign of trust. Our intelligence reports numerous disappearances of mortals in the vicinity of the building, which fortunately have gone unnoticed.
This is what Hazel asked me to bring her.
Oh, so that's the one thing I've found out. I wish I had better raw specs now. Ooh. Let's just check something. There is no save option. That's important to know. Seems to be one of those things where I need to find some form of checkpoints to get an autosave. Very sleepy dragon. More Discord notifications. Jesus fucking Christ, Sharky. All sorted. Back here, little shit.
Are you almost done?
Yes, I found something that might be of interest to Hazel.
Does that mean we're going back to see the prince then?
Let's go, Sugar Fangs.
Sugar Fangs.
Leisha. I'm all ears.
Everything went all right.
I knew I could count on you. Was Halsey a good girl?
Yes, as usual.
Good. Were you able to find anything interesting in Ms. Drury's apartments?
Yes, there was intel she had gathered on the guests, including those from the Hartford Chantry.
Anything about their regent, Deneb Osborne?
Yes, he seems to be obsessed with memory magic.
Interesting.
I gave everything to Delsin.
Thank you. I'll take a look at it later. Were you able to see or hear anything interesting?
Hilda was in her room. She was acting strangely.
What do you mean?
She was whispering things, talking to a picture of MM.
Touching, but that's of no importance.
At Dijon's, I found a letter addressed to the Salem Chantry.
Did he betray me for the Warlocks?
I don't know. It just said that he's participating in your project, but that he would have preferred an agreement with Salem.
Oh, I understand his recent allusions a little better now. I'm going to need to have a word with him. Go on.
I found Journey in Jara's office.
How did she get in there?
I don't know. But MM joined her.
It's like there's no security here. But do go on. I want to know everything. What did you see?
They talked, and MM told her that you wanted to see her. She told her she had to bring her back.
There is no fucking way. Yeah, I could. No, definitely not.
Journey was planning on coming to see you. Then MM showed up. She was worried. She convinced her to run away.
Oh, MM.
Do you want me to go get her?
No, it's all right. I'll take care of it. Was there anything
We got busted.
else?
Journey was going through Jara's desk. She was looking for a file. A record with proof of the precautions she'd taken in organizing this party.
Did she find any?
She didn't find it, but I did.
That's perfect. More than I expected. Give it to Delsin on your way out. I'll take care of it.
Merciful. Don't let appearances deceive you. Journey was innocent, and Leisha helped prove it. Her ability to wield flattery has improved. 10% success in rhetoric tie. Hey, you got busted by you. Yeah. Backstabbing is what Kindred are good at.
That's all I was able to find.
I knew I could count on you. Thank you, Leisha.
Richard still wasn't there. Were you able to find out anything else?
Yes, one of my servants just came back from his bar, the Red Salon.
Busted yourself.
As that's where he does his research.
The meta of it.
Find him there. But she confirmed that Dr. Dunham
I
had gone to the
self-nutted.
party early with a few of his vessels. I'm sorry, Leisha.
No. If he had been destroyed, I would have felt it. I have to go find him.
You're the most discreet of all of us, it's true. But we have no idea what might have happened there. It could be dangerous.
I won't be alone. Halsey will be with me.
Of course. And one last thing. Dr. Dunham wasn't the only one there. There was also Miley, my child. Bring her back to me.
Yes, of course. We'll leave right away.
I wouldn't expect anything less of you. Thank you, Leisha.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the girl being a hallucination because no one else speaks to her or looks at her. Overview. Each scene ends with an overview of your accomplishments, failures, and what you could have done differently. For each success, your character earns experience points. Success. You master your power inspired on conversation between MM and Journey. You gave the prince the documents that would certainly clear Journey's name. You decided to inform the prince about MM. You listened to what was on Hilda Andrew's mind. You found a letter from Dungeon Psych confirming its presence for preference for Silent Chantry. You told the prince about what was said in Dungeon Psych's letter. Actually, does in the bathroom. World tour. Could have let the permission take over. You could discover Beryl Underwood's preoccupations. Yeah, but he saw me. Had I known, so I will defend myself on that. Had I known the fact that you can use Mask of Shadows and still open doors, that would have worked out better for me because I would have been able to go in there. Because Mask of Shadows specifically stated, and Obfuscate as a rule, is you cannot interact with anything physically. And it says that you can't, which means you can read stuff, you can't pick it up. So that, to my mind, would include opening doors. Because in games where I've played Vampire before, if you are obfuscating and following someone and you want to go through the door, you have to slip through when they open the door themselves. You can't open the door yourself because it breaks Obfuscate. Prince understanding the importance of the knowledge and the image. Prince definitely knows how to keep the Malkavians on her side. Which, in fairness, a lot of princes do not know how to do, because most people do not know how to deal with Malkavians. Thank you to E and DJ for the hydration reminders. Boston Court's in turmoil. The code red alert has been issued, which means the major crisis has occurred. MM, Leisha, and Caleb are summoned by the prince.
MM, come here.
I know what you're gonna say.
Go on. I'm listening.
Bit of a glitch.
You want to know why Journey isn't with me? I'll tell you why.
Yes, please. I'm all ears.
The thing is, I could pretend I never found her. But I know that the prince knows that that's not true. Because I went and fucked myself as a Malkavian. Oh. Be honest to see what happens. Yeah, it's... Yeah. Like... MM probably would pretend that it was never found, but...
I was afraid for her. I convinced her to flee. I was afraid she'd be held responsible for tonight. I didn't want to take any risks.
And you're just confessing like that? To my face? Do you realize what you've done? I'm seeing to things myself. Go in the next room and await your new orders.
I was straight up, at least. C1 overview is MM. Sin confessed, plus 10% success rate in rhetoric life. Success, you convinced Journey to disobey the prince and flee. You could have lied to the prince about what happened with Journey. You were able to retrace Journey's steps before she left thanks to her scent. You took responsibility for having deliberately disobeyed the prince. Presence, bonus, or specs. Could have lied to the prince about what happened with Journey. 70 experience. That's nice that each of the different characters are getting different experience levels for what they've done. That's really good. I like that touch. And now it's time for Caleb. Eternal Protector. Mortal kings had their lackeys. The princes of Boston have Caleb. While rulers come and go, Caleb remains, and his presence tonight is not reassuring. So his investigator profile. See, the fact that his clan symbol has a sword over it is either they've changed things in V5 or he's a crusader. So that would be physical 1, social 2, mental 1, rhetoric, intimidation, persuasion, psychology, security, and education is 1, deduction is 2, disciplines. He's got 4. He's got 4 disciplines. He's got fortitude, dominate, presence, and sense the unseen. With this power, the vampire is able to detect the supernatural both in creatures around it and the traces they leave behind. Oh my good god, he's got super aspects. So fortitude, available in the explosion, expand to withstand physical pain, which is very difficulty in the interaction. Presence 2, discipline tied to charisma, ability to emotions those tied around you. Give access to presence to choice, plus 1 to presence. He's a bloodline, yeah. He's I think he's a crusader, or whichever the bloodline is. That's basically, you know, the combat Ventru. There we are. Compel, give access to dominance and discipline choice. Okay. Right, so that's investigator. Jack of all trades. Physical 2, social 3, mental 2, rhetoric, intimidation, persuasion, psychology, security, and education all at 1. So the only difference between that and that so far skill-wise is that he has deduction in investigation. Disciplines, 1's all around. What about veteran? Physical 2, social 1, mental 2, rhetoric 2, intimidation, persuasion, psychology, and education all at 1. Fortitude 2, presence 1, dominate 1, sense the unseen. Kind of like to have him as a veteran. I kind of like to have him as a veteran, just so we've got, you know, 1 of each. Yeah.
My prince. Delson.
Bazori.
It seems that the Camarilla is in danger. I am at your disposal.
Your sense of duty is a credit to you, Caleb. You haven't lost your touch, I hope. The Code Red is linked to the Unification Party with the Chantry. No one there is answering anymore.
How many of us were there?
Probably a good 20, give or take. Dr. Dunham and our top spy, Jara Drury, were already there.
We might have lost 2 members of the Primogen. What about Hartford? Have you heard from them?
If those dogs had anything to do with what happened, I'll cut their throats myself.
Do you think they might be involved?
I don't know. It's too early to draw any conclusions.
Where do you want to start?
Can I count on you?
You have no reason to doubt me.
One by one, the Ancillai heed the beckoning and go east. You're the eldest in the city now. Don't do this to me. Not now. I would be very grateful to you. And Fang.
How may I be of service?
Go and see Caius with Jaragon. He's in charge of security. He may have learned something.
You can count on me.
You have my absolute confidence, Caleb.
So the Ancillae are all heeding the beckoning. That's worrying. So they're mostly a bunch of neonates here. That's really worrying. I'm expecting a scene like Detroit Become Human with, you know, the flicking of the coin in the elevator. He does not have Auspex.
Mr. Underwood, I'm sorry, but my instructions are clear.
You little shit.
I'm just
That's the
following
13th hour
orders.
meds.
You have no idea what's at stake.
They rare pet elders and stuff.
My most honored sire, you're wasting your time here.
I want to smack your face off.
Fawning.
I call it respect. It appears that it's something that sewer rats know nothing about. Apparently, Caius
This movie, whatever that
is
call was.
entitled to refuse to see a member of the Primogen. I won't forget it.
I really want to slap his face off, literally, right off. Dialogue power is going to be used on all comparable dialogue choices. To use the dialogue power, you must have activated the selection wheel, then select the dialogue option. Only one dialogue power may be activated at a time. You may activate or deactivate the power as long as no dialogue options have been selected. Try hunger. Okay. Go for psychology. Fuck. It's like Disco Elysium all over again.
Just a courtesy visit. You need him.
Oh, don't worry about me. I always manage on my own. Tell me, you haven't introduced me to your charming protege yet.
Zufeng.
Yes, Zhu Feng, a name that's as delectable as her blood, I'm sure. Ah, you're planning to introduce her to the very select club of Caleb Bazori's progeny, aren't you?
I want to eat your heart. Like, right out. I want to pull your heart out and eat it in front of you.
I hope that the prince will allow me to, shortly.
I hope so for your sake. Who knows?
Chatterbox, what's that done? I see now this guy gave us his first child gets to him and what this winner is. His authority is weakened. Minus 10% success intimidation. Fuck. Can become a lot more.
Dear Hazel is so unpredictable. At any rate, it would be an honor for me to welcome and guide her.
You will speak of nothing with her at all.
Is that an order?
A word of advice.
Oh, pardon me. I fell out of the habit of receiving advice from you so long ago. Well, if you'll excuse me, I must end this ever so pleasant conversation. I need to find a way to avoid losing too much money.
Introduce him to a Zemetian vicissitude, his face closed.
This is a handwritten list. These names sound familiar.
Mr. Bazori, can I help you?
I need to see Caius.
He doesn't want anyone to bother him.
Prince's orders.
I see. He's holed up in the server room. You'll need a pass to get in. There's one on his desk.
Thank you.
I love that they actually just respond to Prince's orders. Semi-secular report on the evolution of mortal world democracy.
That's a bad sign.
Once again, all indicators are positive readings of the global population. It doubles this last census, which is a major bright spot. However, it should be noted that this concerns mainly the megalopolises. This is something to be monitored or even reversed by the end of the millennium. We also refer to another important issue that needs to be closely observed: the quality of mortals, which is starting to decline despite the trend toward organic and natural consumption that we've encouraged recently. The social and economic imbalances do not allow us to reverse the tendency of the decline in quality of our mortals. Also, we notice the quantitatively satisfactory state of our resources at the expense of its quality. Well.
Nobody's allowed to go in or out. I don't like
Blood tests from the Red Salon.
Want to run this game, Drake? It needs to be to break his fucking neck. India reports on mortal evolution and environmental degradation. Pollution and environmental degradation are some of the major problems currently plaguing the planet. These scourges are caused by a variety of factors that adversely impact the basic functions of the ecosystem and thus the sustainability of life, resources, and mortal existence. These economic environmental problems, especially global warming, are currently very worrying for the future of the planet and consequently on the maintenance and satisfactory qualitative level of our blood supply. Several pheromones are responsible for the degradation and pollution of the environment. Overpopulation presents a danger for the environment because the increase of population requires more buildings, more food, which involves deforestation as well as overexploitation and the pollution of the land. Production of polluting waste, detritus and waste produced by humans are a major cause of environmental degradation. It comes from an intensive and unreasonable production of chemical products. This waste from industrial activities, factories and hospitals is a source of toxic emissions. Large-scale production is also a threat to the environment because it leads to air, water and soil pollution that has a direct effect on human, animal and plant health. I'll be going on dragging his corpse out.
Caius's office. The key card must be in there.
If you kill him, there won't be anything to drag out. He'll turn to ash. Mark Nightingale Limited, Jean Jones okay, Clark Fitzpatrick Limited, Rudy Blake to check, Mark Dang to check, Robert Arxo okay, William News okay, Stella Page Limited, Dean Vernon Limited, Lauren Must to check, Diane Lane to check, Lois Holman to check, Jonathan Dick okay, Travis Gilmore Limited, Juliet Fields okay, Norma Fields okay, Kylie Yates Limited, David Wang to check, George Payrick Limited, Patrick Moore's okay, Paul Nantius to check, Stephen Blowen to check, Joe Black okay.
We're stepping up security on every floor.
Security has been increased to the maximum. I've never seen anything like it.
No idea. And people call me crazy for saying the vampires have a vested interest in the worms that destroy worm things. Yep. Just saying around that plot. Yep. They'll be using it as ashes fuel or something. Better. In Gainesville. Yep. Too many people were bound on things like, oh, werewolves automatically hate vampires. Like, no.
Please keep it down.
I will rip your head off and show it to you.
A list of ingredients and side effects.
I imagine she sent you. Finally, some good news on this shitty night.
What's the situation?
Not good. Not good at all.
The prince needs more than that. I hope you've got it.
You want details?
Tell me what happened.
Everything was going as planned until 11:10 p.m. The prince's child, Miss Sellers, contacted me. The Hartford Warlocks had just arrived. That's the last time we heard from any of them. Less than 20 minutes later, we received the code red, just as we were leaving to join them.
Not better than that for Gainesville. It was super secret plot and they had to figure out why the vampires were using influence to further what they were doing. It was super fun. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I always go with the thing of, you know, Hey, there's werewolves and vampires. Actually might be wanting to work together. Because, you know, yes, werewolves see all vampires go, yeah, you're worm tainted, but at the same time it's like, yeah, but greater evil. Really big greater evil, and vampires are useful.
Who sounded the alert?
A man named Wu. Ever heard of him? A retainer, one of Jason Moore's bodyguards.
Moore, the asset manager. What was he doing at the unification party?
He was supposed to answer technical questions about the financial viability of the agreement. Moore is good at hiding our kind trafficking. He's one of them, after all.
And you're the one who received the Code Red, personally.
It arrived directly, here. It's authentic. I verified it.
Anything that could be of interest to the Prince?
I'm working on it. Jara Drury is the expert, not me. If only she was here.
Any movement with the Anarchs?
As usual, they're keeping their distance. You know it's always a pain in the ass to locate them.
Yeah.
Any word from Hartford?
Do you think it's them?
It would be ill-fated.
I knew we should never have trusted those damn warlocks.
I really like this Nosferatu. I really like his depiction.
And that's not good. According to the protocol, she should have been there early. If they got hit, she would have been first in line. There's one thing we haven't considered. The Crimson Oaks.
I've heard of them!
They were behind the Quincy Market attack, weren't they?
I don't have any proof. We just caught a thin blood who wanted to trap the prince, and who told us about them. Apparently they're new in town, but Miss Drury thinks he's giving us the runaround.
Did you look into it?
I tried, but I didn't have the resources to discover anything else.
Not enough
Leave
XP,
no
I get that.
stone unturned.
Hello? You. It's about damn time. Shit. What? You're... Hello? Damn it! I lost them.
Who was it?
Whoa. Shit. Now it's just ringing.
What did he say?
The party was indeed attacked. Apparently it was a real bloodbath. He and James had just enough time to get more out. They're stopping by his place to pick up some sensitive documents.
And then what? Are they coming here?
I don't know. We got cut off.
Call him back. I'll inform Hazel.
The plot thickens. And the thick Plottens. Thick.
This is a critical moment for us. I have summoned you here tonight to organize our reaction to an imminent threat.
What threat exactly? We've got no reason yet to
Cut
think...
her off again and I'll slit your throat.
Oh! Excuse me!
Careful, Hazel.
Definitely Gangrel.
You speak to me like that.
Enough! I command you to be silent and listen to me.
Oh, so that's how it is.
That's enough, Beryl.
Yes, it's come to this. You would do well to listen to your sire. We have just been attacked. This is not a time for childish displays of discontent. Caleb, the Code Red was sent by Wu. Go to Moore's and find out what's going on.
As you wish.
And bring Moore back to me. He was supposed to be at the party. I don't understand why he's the only one who was able to call us. I would like to speak to him very much.
Consider it done.
I trust you. He might be involved in this, so gather any documents you can find there that could tie us to him.
Very well.
Delson, See if you can get Caius to find us a new middleman in the cane business to manage our interests. I don't want to take any chances. Then, I want you to talk to everyone. Somebody must have seen or heard something. Dajan, make sure all our defenses are in place.
Yes, Hazel.
You will go to the old Jefferson Library.
What's there?
That's where the Hartford Chantry calls home here. I gave them the building so they could have a base in Boston.
I demand to take her place.
Request denied.
What game are you playing, Hazel? It's a suicide mission.
It's all right. I got this. I'm not made of sugar.
She's not ready for this kind of mission. I should go with her, at the very least.
No, you will remain here. Mem goes alone.
Why don't you send Dajan instead?
Enough, Hilda. Dajan has work to do elsewhere, and I don't need to explain myself.
Hazel, if anything happens to her, I'll...
Nothing.
She sounds like Karen.
Hilda. You'll do nothing. It's high time you learned to trust her.
Which one of us are you planning to send to the party?
She's already left.
What? Who?
I sent Leisha.
Are you serious? A few hours ago, she was snoozing behind locked doors in a psych ward.
You're playing a dangerous game, Hazel. Without us, you would never have come into power.
You've chosen the worst possible moment to turn your back on us.
On the contrary, I find this moment very appropriate. I am the Prince of Boston, and you are the Primogen. I owe you nothing. Delson, escort them out. The session is adjourned. You all have your instructions.
He's a powerful Ventru with a goddamn brick shithouse of a gang was a sheriff. Yeah, that's gonna assert some power. Hey, scene 1 complete. You could have learned more about Caius' latest investigation. You could have learned why Barrel Elements was there. Not with my skills, but I got, oh my god, Caleb not got no skill points whatsoever. Shit. Oh god. Oh! I get to choose who I get to play next. This dickhead, I won't give him anything. I don't like Beryl either. After the code red was issued, Hazel Iverson, the Prince of Boston, mobilized all the resources to try and understand the situation and assess the extent of the danger. Unification agreement is in danger. Faced with mounting doubts and suspicion from both sides, MM must meet with Deneb Osborne to clarify the situation and ensure the alliance still stands. Or Galeb's is all contact with the individual who issued the alert has been lost. Galeb must go to the Jason Moore's home to find out what has happened and bring more back to the Prince. Or Leisha, the Prince allows Leisha to go to the scene of the party to investigate. Leisha hopes to find her psychiatrist, Richard Dunham, and Miley, the Prince's child, at the scene. The Karen just sounds like an overprotective mother. Pretty much. Leisha. She's my favourite. Leisha's my favourite character in this. Already, like... In fairness, the first time I saw the trailer and it showed, yeah, one of the playable characters is Malkavian, it's like, well, there's my favourite. And they've done Malkavians properly, so yeah, very much. Oh, I have points to spend. Want more? I think I want more. I don't think I want second point of all specs. Yeah. Character. Yeah, we'll do that. And that sounds good to me, yeah.
Mom, have you ever been here before?
No, this place is a rental pumpkin. It was just for the party.
Oh. Do you know what happened?
No. That's what we are here to find out. But we have to be very careful.
I like that she's put makeup on.
Yes. I become invisible and don't touch anything.
That's a big girl attitude. You can walk around as long as you don't stray too far.
And if there's any
I like that she's put on makeup because she's going to be going somewhere which is possibly in mortal view.
We make a great team, Sweet Fangs.
Because previously,
The police are here.
very pale and, you know, veiny. She was like, something's not quite right.
Shit. That's a bad sign. Remember what we said. No wandering off.
Yes, Mom. I'm a big girl.
Okay then. Where are you, Richard?
I was still going to leave a colleague later.
Yeah, we're all gonna need breaks and breathers.
I've never seen anything like it, have you?
I've had to exhume a few old bodies over the years, but I never thought I'd stumble across a cemetery full of them in an apartment downtown.
We've got a safe zone here that I can feed from someone. Probably namely those two police guy on the door.
I won't be sad.
Stop! You can't come through here!
Hi, I live in the building and I was told to come give a statement.
You need to go down to the precinct to give your statement, ma'am. Only law enforcement is allowed here.
Oh, I hadn't understood that. Thank you.
Have a pleasant evening.
There's no way I'm gonna get access if I'm not one of them.
There's a prohibited to have the right ID, but you can enter the secret using the mask of 1,000 faces. The faces are to copy a character's general appearance. New appearance may give you access to New Zealand dialogue options. However, you may not impersonate a specific character. If once an appearance has been copied, you must go to a safe room and put it on.
Great. Now I just need to find a secluded spot.
Wait, traffic control?
You shouldn't be out, and especially not here.
Move along, please.
This should do the trick.
She doesn't look any different. How on... They're gonna know. They're gonna know. She has not changed her face whatsoever. They're gonna know.
Sorry, but we got a full house. Officers tripping over each other already.
Only forensics is allowed in the crime scene.
And the feds, of course.
No sweat. It was just in case you needed help. I should find a uniform I can use to get in.
This isn't rocket science. Keep it simple.
I'll update the guys. You're taking over the investigation, and we'll put all the stabbing victims in crates and send them out to the balcony.
Exactly.
Do you have any idea what
Body
happened?
bags.
It's gotta be
What could that
some kind of
mean?
cult, right?
At the moment, we're more inclined to think it's a terrorist organization.
Again?
Why would you have that on?
Don't worry, we're used to it. We'll get them.
Traffic control is looking pretty good right now.
Richard, he sensed me. He's here. But something's wrong.
That's worrying. Again, not change the face. Not even put a hat on or change the hairstyle.
Good evening, officer.
Gentlemen. All these bodies. What the hell happened? Body bags. What could that mean? casings everywhere. All of them large caliber.
I knew what they were going after.
Oh, there's so much blood.
Okay.
I sense you're losing control.
It's all this blood. I need to focus.
Mom? Are you feeling all right?
Yes. Don't worry about me, Pumpkin.
Mom, please? I'm going to be sick. All this blood.
No miss allowed.
Feels so strong.
Oh, crap. She feels as bad as I do.
Calm your
I wanna
beast.
leave, Mom. I'm scared.
You see her face as a player for those that different face. Hopefully. By focus skills, she puts them up as well because, yeah, she's the manifestation of my beast. Of course she is. Oh, so she is sort of a hallucination, but sort of not at the same time. Fuck.
I don't like it either, Sugar Fangs. But your mother has a job to do. You understand?
If you're scared too, then why don't we just leave?
Because Hazel asked me to do this.
I like Hazel. She lets me come with you. But there are too many people here. And they're all torn and broken.
We have no choice.
Can't you feel all that blood everywhere? Are we going to be hungry like this the whole time?
We'll figure something out. Say, I was thinking, we haven't played a game together in ages.
I know. I miss our games.
Why don't you think up a riddle for Mom to solve?
Okay.
Hunger like that. Not now. Not here.
Yeah, that's an issue.
A vessel with more holes in him than a junkie. We're off to a good start. Somebody spilled wine here.
Maybe while she's talking to herself. Unless it's one of those things that, you know, the conversation is all internal. Because, you know...
There are casings everywhere. And they're all large caliber.
She's talking to her beast and trying to settle her beast. Not really doing too well.
A glass of wine with traces of cherry-flavored lip gloss. Donors were killed here. And not just one. Blood. R.D. Richard Dunham. It's one of his old briefcases. I recognize it.
Yoink.
It could be important.
Yoink.
Maybe I'll find something I can play it with.
What's note number 3?
Look, Mom. Do you see all those big holes?
Yes. Given the number of impacts, there must have been a lot of people taking shots.
It's a good thing holes can't hurt us, huh?
Yes. It's a very good thing, Pumpkin. The people who did this wanted to make sure there would be no survivors. That much is clear.
All right, guys. Listen up. The feds are taking over the investigation. So don't touch a thing. Put all the stiffs with stakes through their hearts out on the balcony. They'll take care of them. All right, go. You know what you have to do.
Shit. I have to find Richard, and fast.
All said and done, it's probably better that the feds are handling this case. They have more resources to solve it.
LR3.
Everything we've already
There was a container here earlier. Dust. No. Smells like burnt leather. Ashes.
Vampire hunters. I'm thinking that, yeah. They knew what they were doing.
Burn marks. Incendiary bullets. Really? Someone's hunting vampires.
Yep. Yep, it's hunters alright.
There's a note.
My dearest Edward, I've been busy lately, as you know, but tonight I'm finally going to have some time for us. Thank you for being so patient. I organised a little surprise for us with Himiko. I know we haven't been able to get together for a long time, but as you know, the negotiations of this historic reunification were extremely complicated. We need some time to come to a compromise that both sides could agree on. If you can look past my absence, I'd like to invite you to join me at midnight in the East Room. A friend will meet us there. You probably don't know her, but since you're so fond of bondage, I'm sure you appreciate her unique talents. Jara. Oh.
I wonder what surprise Jara had in store for him.
Sexy times.
Himiko's business card. Boston's Queen of Ropes.
Kimbaku Mistress, an ancient art for your pleasure. Oh.
Only federal operatives and their assets are allowed in this area. Sorry.
Oh god, I hope it's not that, but this is disgusting, whatever it is. What?
There's been wine in this glass. And there's a trace of lipstick. Cherry lip gloss.
Oh.
Yuck. Same scent
Right.
as on the gloss in the lounge.
If you mean the one from Vampire, that's Jonathan. Jonathan Reed.
What's going on? I can sense your hunger. What's going on?
Shit. It's starting again.
I'm not moving her.
Are you okay? Do you feel weird too?
We've already had that talk, Halsey, my love. Don't look at it. So, have you come up with another riddle for me?
Yes, I've got one.
Those names there was fair enough.
It's not too hard,
No,
is it?
it's Jonathan Reed, yeah.
No.
These characters are a lot more horrible than Jonathan was. Yes, they really are.
The sun more than anything, and the mortals have been
What's he trying
fighting
to
me
daughter?
since forever. If they catch me, they keep me in a box. Who am I?
I've missed it.
Can you repeat that, Sugar Fangs?
I fear the sun more than anything, and the mortals have been fighting me since forever. If they catch me, they keep me in a box. Who am I?
Hey, Jonathan, however, I don't like him either, just a meh character. Fedora? Old.
The sun makes me think of us, but that box, that doesn't sound right. I'd say, could it be a fridge?
You're very warm.
The cold, it's the cold. Is that it?
Yes! You're good at riddles, Mom.
Death. No.
And you,
The cold.
pumpkin. You are a riddle master.
Thinking about something else helped.
Me too. But we need
Calm
to
the
get going.
beast.
Mom?
What is it, Sugar Fangs?
I hear voices, Mom. Do you hear them too?
I'm not going to try and persuade my own beast that I don't hear the voices.
I hear Richard's voice, calling out over the others. We need to hurry now.
I hear him too, but I don't understand why we have to help him. He never wants to help us.
Of course he does.
Then why does he keep us apart?
Maybe it's just so that when we're together, we appreciate each other all the more. We do, right?
I don't like it when we're apart. I don't trust him.
We need to keep moving, Pumpkin. While Mom works, Halsey will come up with another riddle. Sound good?
All right.
We're doing all right.
Ah, another safe room. With convenient body disposal.
Can someone come and bag a briefcase in the kitchen?
A briefcase? Shit out of luck. I'm out of large-size evidence bags. We got backup on the way. They'll have some.
Don't break anything. The owner's gonna be thrilled.
Ah.
It's the reference of the container that was here. There should be a body here. There's a coat on the ground.
Damn, wine crime.
Pinot Noir. I think I used to like this wine. A vessel. Dead. A bracelet. No, that's a broken handcuff.
Listen, code 7246. Please delete my message from Sunwood. Don't please don't rush this time. Leave my message over to Mr. Wu next time. 6159. 6159 is the code for the briefcase. That handcuff was him being handcuffed to the briefcase. 6159.
A briefcase.
What is it?
It's a small suitcase we put important papers in, Pumpkin. There's a name engraved on it. More. That rings a bell. Of course. It needs a code. Let's see what's in it. Supplier invoices, client files, all in Beryl Underwood's name.
Suspicious items. Some items like a threat to the Masquerade if they're left in enemy hands. Make sure you recover them or destroy them, otherwise the suspicious level will rise.
Better not leave that here. Otherwise they'll trace it back to us.
Doesn't need to head to bed. Love you. Love you too, Callie. Thanks for coming in as long as you did, and I'll see you later. And honestly, I'm probably going to be leaving it about here now and trusting in the checkpoint system. Restart. Oh, that means we're going to have to do this entire scene again. That's a bastard. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll be lucky. Maybe. However, that was really good. I really like that. That was a brilliant introduction to that game. Looking forward to doing more of that. But that's where we're going to be ending tonight. Thank you all very much for coming along and for all your support. It's all greatly appreciated in whatever way you've chosen to show it. Special shout out goes to, amid all of the smackings, Jesus fucking Christ, to Sharky for the 17-month resub. Thank you very much for that. Very generous of you. Next stream for me is going to be at 1 AM BST tomorrow, where I'm going back to Bioshock 2 on hard mode, which is in... I was asking for that. It's in about 21 hours time from now. To be honest, it looked fun. Hope you have a good night. You know what to. Yeah, I was having a lot of fun with that. It's got a very much. It's a very different approach to vampire games, which I kind of like. I like the investigative side. Always have done. Although that's probably due to the fact that most times whenever I play vampire, there's been so many people who are beat sticks. There's no fun making a beat stick because there was all you know in this net we get to get to anything. What the fuck? And another one for me as well. So yeah, thank you all very much for the smacky times. And have yourselves a good rest of your day, a good evening. What the fuck? That to be a beat stick. There's nothing wrong with being a beat stick. It's just, you know, when you're in a group with 20 beat sticks, it's like there's no point because you're never going to get a chance to do anything unless you out beat stick the other beat sticks. And for me, that just never was my appeal. That was appeal for me. So when there was a room full of beat sticks, like, well, I'm going to do stuff that those beat sticks can't. I'm going to do the investigative side and do sneaky sneaks. Invite the smacks. I don't know why. Like, one got done at the beginning of the stream, and that seemed to trigger a chain reaction for the whole thing. Everyone's sneaking a train of smacks. Worst thing is, I can't disable them. Don't know how. Torian can. Torian can do it, so I can't. But yeah, anyway, thank you all very much for coming along and for all your support. I'm going to be ignoring the smacks as I do this outro. I hope you all have a very good rest of your evening, or a good night, a good day, a good morning, or good afternoon. Well, the time is for you. But stay safe, stay amazing, stay smacky, apparently, and see you later. Bye!